This time on Highway Thru Hell.
This one's gonna be a challenge.
5 wrecks in one.
How the hell did he do that?
When a semi plows off a bridge, stranding holiday travelers.
Be careful!
And forcing Jamie's newest driver
I hope John can pull this off.
to take on a raging river.
John! Up! Go up!
With his recovery falling apart. On the Highway Thru Hell. The last line of defense is a heavy rescue team ready to tackle any disaster. Because closure is not an option.
What's the forecast for the hill? It was bare and wet before, now it snows, so it's ice underneath.
Christmas is just 3 days away.
Now, this is Christmas.
The busiest time of year on BC's Coquihalla Highway. And a bad time for drivers to battle icy roads.
It's dropped temp just enough to turn it into a catering. They had the super plow and the single plow going up the hill there.
Well, we have a light snowfall up over the summit at the moment. Air temperature of 0, road of 2.
Plow drivers like Michelle McKenna work through the night to keep the highway open.
If you're coming back down the hill, throw some sand out.
It's a full assault on the mountain.
We got trucks as many as we can get on your way towards you at this point.
But Highway 5 is already turning to chaos.
He's in the median ditch and his trailer sticking out on the hammer lane.
Time for Al from Quiring Towing to go to work.
Send the green goblin up.
The truck was in a 30 or 40 foot deep ravine, nosed in.
The semi was heading northbound when the driver lost control, plowed off the road, and spun into a jackknife. The position of the wreck will make it tough. But with the Christmas freighting travelers, Al wants to keep one lane open.
Should be able to get it out. I'm just waiting for Gord to come and grab hold of the ass end of this thing. This ravine is pretty steep here.
Just before 2 a.m.,
Welcome to the party, Gord.
Al's partner, Gord Boyd, pulls up to the scene.
We got a truck and trailer in the ditch facing the wrong way.
Their biggest challenge will be keeping the fully loaded trailer from tipping onto its side.
This is gonna be fun.
Al will rig 2 lines to straighten out the rig. Gord will pull on the back end and redirect a second line via Al's bumper to hold the semi upright.
So if it did flip, Gord could actually hold it using my truck as an anchor. Just balance the load, you might have to tug a little bit.
Yeah, ready? Well, let's see if we can finesse this puppy out of here.
You had to have 2 points pull. You had to have pull from the side, and you had to have pull from the back. You could not have done that with one truck.
I got the third length of cable out on the front bumper. Balanced it.
But I think I need to pull ahead a little bit. I'm getting pretty close here. These jobs usually happen in 3 or 4 short pulls. They never happen in one long continuous pull. Just freewheel the right one.
Yeah, that's good, Gord.
While Gord repositions,
There you go. run this other line down to the front?
Okay.
Al needs to straighten out the tractor.
So we can back it out with a little bit of finesse. Back it up onto the road, maintain the vehicle in the lane that we're working in.
Do it in one lane. Do it as quickly as possible because you don't know what's coming around that corner next.
Say when.
I think you're pretty good there, Gord.
Absolutely amazing what you guys who know what the hell they're doing can accomplish.
I'm just glad that you were here.
Yeah, no.
We never had traffic stopped once. We did that job in one lane of traffic, and the truck was still drivable after we got him out.
The next morning, at Jamie Davis's new Alberta dispatch, the boss is back on the road.
This is the first time I've been in the rotator in 6 months.
The last trip before I shut down for Christmas.
With the holidays, Jamie is short-staffed, and he's got a long list of towing jobs for his regular customers around Edmonton.
It's a chance for me to jump in the truck and just go do a job. And it happens to be the coldest day of the year because it is cold. The double B-train tanker in the ditch.
An overnight storm has left wrecks all over the roads.
They said there was a big wreck between the 11 and the 11A.
Semi versus a car. That's a major job to pull that out of there.
But Jamie's too busy with simple tows to tackle any big recoveries.
It just beats a guy up driving by all these crashes, but I got my plate filled, so I got my jobs to do, and that's Alberta. Very icy right here. This is a pretty treacherous day. Feels good to get back in the truck again, you know.
But this weather is tough, even on Jamie's most powerful wrecker, the rotator.
All the hydraulics are moving so slow. Even with the pump on and running.
When it gets that cold, things don't move in a hurry.
Here we go. This is the kind of day where things will happen later in the day.
With Jamie tied up in Alberta, he'll be counting on his BC crew to deal with any wrecks back home.
There's so much going on, it's almost overwhelming for me. I have to trust that these guys are going to do the job for us.
Two hours north of Hope.
Wow, quite the distance down. Rushing water. The hood's probably ripped off, so we'll have to try and recover that.
BC lead driver John is one of the newest members of Jamie's team.
Oh, look at that one in the water.
He'll have to step up in a hurry.
This one's gonna be a challenge. How the hell did he do that?
Late yesterday, a tractor hauling a load of campers hit an icy corner, knocking out a railing and plunging off the bridge into the river below. John left to scout the scene right away, but the sun was down by the time he arrived.
He hit the bridge pretty hard. He took all the railing from one side of the bridge right off the bridge to the other side.
The location made the wreck too dangerous to tackle in the dark. Drivers have been stuck all night.
Been away for 2 weeks. It'd be nice to get home.
The main route for communities north of Whistler, BC, Highway 99, is completely blocked, stranding holiday travelers at the worst possible time.
Could be the biggest job of the year. I hope John can pull this off. I need him to do that.
He's down 50, 60 feet into the creek. Trailer sticking up. Truck's destroyed, travel trailers all over the place.
This wreck has everything that could go wrong written all over it.
Wow, quite the distance down.
2 hours north of Hope, BC.
This one's gonna be a challenge.
A multi-part wreck has shut down Highway 99 2 days before Christmas.
This is one of the biggest jobs of the season. Guy over a bridge, off a bridge deck, and it's got campers on the back. This isn't just come and hook this thing up and pull it out in 20 minutes.
So far, Jamie hasn't been sold on John, his new lead driver in BC.
This'll be fun.
Today will be John's real test.
I need him to take care of it, and hope he can do it.
Highway's wanted to open by 10 a.m. That's not gonna happen. My ultimate time goal right now is 3 o'clock to get this out of here and this road reopened.
Phil Renault is on his way in Jamie's new 50-ton wrecker, HR-116, the most powerful truck Jamie has in the BC operation.
How much further's the accident?
On 45 minutes or so.
But for a job this size, even 116 won't be enough. Jamie's called in a big gun, a 60-ton crane.
Whenever someone goes down there, we've got to tie them off because if they get sucked into the water.
Oh yeah, you're gone. We're on a bridge. We're 60, 70 feet up in the air to a straight drop into the water. It's snowing, it's icy, it's cold. The big baby's here, we can get her done.
With the tractor, trailer, and the campers, Jamie's team is faced with 5 separate recoveries.
I'm Ralph.
I'm Phil.
Nice to meet you, Phil.
The single-lane wooden bridge can't support the weight of the crane plus the load.
Isn't that sweet?
The operator will have to set up on the road and extend his boom for the lift.
Then we'll take that trailer off, then we'll see about getting that one out.
Safety chains and straps were put in place for added security during transport. And the 3 campers are also connected to ball hitches, mounted on the main trailer.
The first trailer, it's still attached on the ball, yet it's dangling off the main trailer at a pretty good angle.
You can get your hook on it and just pull it back, then we can secure it.
How sturdy is this trailer? I don't need to be taken out before Christmas.
None of us do.
John quickly secures the trailer to keep it from slipping further.
Trailer's secure.
Okay.
John will rig 2 lines from HR-116 to the front and back of the first camper. They'll pull the camper back onto the trailer deck. Once it's stable, John will rig it so the crane can lift it free before they tackle the next camper.
That should be good.
Let me know when that tire touches. So far, so good. We've got the trailer back up onto the main trailer. We're gonna back the crane in. We'll hook him up and just get it out one at a time. Hooked around.
That's perfect, buddy.
Clear! Stand clear!
They're hoping to wiggle and muscle the hitch free to get the camper off the deck.
The ball looks like it's close to snapping out. No, it's not coming off there.
Let me come down and take a look.
Like that lever's got to come up.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Someone has to go down onto the wreck and release the hitch.
If it's gonna go that way, so stay upstream of it.
I'm the head guy in charge, and I've always been taught in life, do not assign a job to somebody else you're not willing to go do yourself. Do you think I've done this before? There's always a risk. Once you hit it, it could pop off right away.
I have a 3-pound sledge. You want to try it?
If you lift it and pound it with the hammer on the front,
Released.
you come loose?
It's out.
Perfect. Okay, before you do anything, let me lift.
Yeah. Well, before you do anything, let me get out.
Yeah. Okay, coming up, guys. How's it looking?
It's not a ball. Keep going.
Heads up.
Okay, I'm gonna boom down so you can get your rigging off.
Okay, hold. That's good.
The crane can now move the camper out of the way.
One trailer off, 2 more to go.
Bring it down another 4 feet.
John rigs up the second camper for the crane.
You okay?
Yep. Good.
This is a tough wreck, especially for a guy coming from the city, a guy who hasn't worked the mountains.
Okay, he's on his way down.
Once again, John will have to release the hitch by hand.
My feet are braced on whatever I can brace them on, and if I slip, I can slide right underneath this trailer and straight down in the water.
It's dicey for John because he's right in harm's way. You just be careful.
160 miles southeast, Ken Monkhouse is heading to a call up a remote logging road.
Me and my Forest Service roads that I can't seem to get away from no matter what I do. I've had a few white knuckle rides, I won't kid you about that.
One of Jamie's longtime drivers, Ken.
If I try to come back down backwards, you need to end up in a ditch or over the embankment and die.
Had a close call last season.
There it goes.
On another mountain back road.
Look out! I'm okay now, it's all good.
This year, Ken's not working for Jamie.
Always looking for the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, I guess, but Ken's gone right now to work for another company.
He's a great guy. Ken is a great guy.
Today, Ken's working with Jordy DePerrin.
Yes, Ken Monkhouse is working for me.
Jordy runs Mission Towing, a 4th-generation family business.
I've grown up in tow trucks. I used to ride with my grandfather as a kid. I needed a pillow to see over the dashboard. They're big shoes to fill. For me, that's the biggest thing is, what would my grandpa do? How would my grandpa do this?
I always tell him, I haven't got big shoes, and they're not that big to fill. Just do the job right.
But this time, the pressure is on Ken to do the job right. This is his first time working with the boss.
Huh, somebody didn't like their anymore. This car is burnt. All the wheels are burned off. The glass is all exploded. Basically, it's just a shell of a car.
It's a mess. Nothing salvageable.
So how do you want to do it?
A rule of thumb is always turn it around and keep the heavy end up front. That steers. Block off one of these trees and spin it sideways. Grab the front end and take the front end out first.
So we take those good old trees and we put a chain and some block and tackle.
Okay.
Take it right to you. Beautiful. Right there. Now she's facing the right way.
Once we spin it around, we've got to get up to the main road out of this little goat trail that we're in. Good enough.
Good there?
Beautiful.
It's not going to stay on the wheel dollies getting it up this hill. We're going to have to be a little bit crude and drag it up to the top of the hill.
This is off-road towing.
The whole time I'm thinking, Make it to the road, make it to the road.
Oh, there's the engine. That sucks.
I've moved hundreds of burnt cars before, and I've never had a motor come out like that.
A little bit of a move, and what was holding that engine in just let go.
Just take it right up, Ken.
Yep.
Drop it on the road.
So now we've got to come back down, rehook it. It's part of doing those jobs in the bush.
Good.
Take a couple chains and a strap, we'll wrap it around the motor. I'll lift it up with the tow truck, drive it up to the top of the hill, bing, bang, boom.
It's a sigh of relief that this engine is now at the top. Let's just get this car loaded and let's go.
Good.
I don't think this is how they do it in the factory when they make them.
Beautiful. You work too hard.
I like working hard.
That was my first time working with Ken. He wasn't the give-up kind of a guy. He kept going at it.
Everything went fairly well. Jordy's happy, and we got it done. It was a good feeling. Pretty happy.
At the bridge, John climbs farther down the trailer deck to unhitch the second camper.
We can't rush this stuff.
We use a piece of rope as a safety line. So I've got one hand wrapped around this rope. Go!
Right to your hand.
But I'm hanging on to it, making sure that that hand doesn't release or let go while I'm using my other hands to manipulate the hitch to get it to release.
Hang on, he's undoing the safety chains, Ralph.
Chains are free.
Okay, safety chains are free. Okay, it's unlocked now. Just hang on, he's gonna get out of there.
We got the hitch off, and then I actually had to cut the strap on the other side of the trailer. Tell him to take tension!
Lift a little.
Okay, hold it right there.
Hey, hang still! Here I am underneath this trailer, so I gotta make sure that the crane's got all this tension. If I cut that strap sitting underneath it, and he's not secure.
John!
On BC's Highway 99,
I guess you have no idea how long it's going to be closed, eh? I see Jamie's Thunder up there.
holiday traffic has been at a standstill since last night.
Jamie's guys are on that one.
A tractor trailer carrying 3 campers burst through the guardrails on a single-lane bridge and landed in a rushing river.
Tell him to take tension!
Lift a little.
Jamie's new BC lead, John, is trying to release the second camper. As he cuts the final transport strap,
John, you be careful.
He needs to make sure he's out of the way if the trailer swings free.
Can you come towards me a little bit? Okay, I'm clear.
Highway 99 has been closed for almost 20 hours, and that's weighing on John.
Being the new guy, there's a lot of pressure on me to get the job done on a timely manner.
With the camper securely on the ground, John assesses the next challenge, and he doesn't like what he sees.
That trailer's underneath the tires of this truck. The third trailer, it's the worst of the bunch. It's completely off the main trailer, and it's actually twisted underneath.
There's no way that we're going to recover this thing all in one piece.
140 miles south. Ken Monkhouse's boss, Jordy, is en route to another recovery.
We're climbing the Chehalis Forest Service Road, which is a log road that goes straight up this mountain. We have a customer that went up here fishing, and a freak snowstorm hit. The truck slid, and it's gone over the bank. Luckily, he's okay.
How are you? Good, how are you? Good to see you. Wow.
But the truck is far from okay, and it's stuck in a bad spot.
It's pretty intense. It's a little bit more of just a little recovery. It's quite challenging, actually, looking at it. Problem is all these trees that have fallen here.
Trust me, I hit them all on the way down.
I believe it. Wow, you're lucky. I'm going down the bank and I see all these trees and stumps sticking up. I'm looking at the angles of the path that's got to come up, the trees, the stumps that are sticking out of the ground. It's like a path that goes straight to where my wrecker's sitting. I've got one shot to put this thing onto its wheels. If I don't put this on its wheels right away and it drags over 5 feet first and then flips onto its wheels, it's gonna make my job a lot worse. Unreal. That is definitely a challenging recovery.
With Ken Monkhouse taking the burnt-out car to the scrapyard.
I want to be right in the boom, like right here.
Jordy's brought a young mechanic with no towing experience to help out.
We're pulling 10,000 pounds of weight at least. This job here is the maximum that I do with this wrecker. Out of my way.
Do you want them to cross over?
No, I don't. Oh my goodness. This terrain is just absolutely crazy to get through.
Jordy rigs to the pickup suspension.
Okay, let's go back up. I have one chance to put this truck onto its wheels. It's got to land on its wheels. Physics are right, it should flip. Come on, baby.
Back on Highway 99, Jamie's crew is looking for a spot to chain up the third camper pinned under the trailer.
You couldn't have put it in the faster water.
I can get on the axle!
Can ya?
But time is not on their side.
Almost there.
Oh!
Whoa.
Darkness is just 2 hours away.
Okay, he's got it around the back of the trailer, so now he's just got to figure out how to hook up.
John now has to rig the chains around the axle so the crane can try to lift the camper.
There's nowhere to step. The water's deep and it's running fast. I'm down there crawling around, trying to see what I can get at, what I can't get at, where I can hook and where I can't. Boom down!
Boom down!
Hold!
Hold!
Can I hook to here? Can I step at this spot? Am I gonna fall? We hooked up to the axles, just like we did on all the other trailers. Up! Okay, go up. Thinking they would just pick it up and bring it out as it's coming up. Son of a bitch.
Do I have it? You're bringing frame up only.
BC's Highway 99 has been shut down for over 24 hours. And Jamie's depending on his new lead driver, John, to get it open.
Boom down!
Boom down!
Hold!
But a badly damaged camper is stuck under the wrecked trailer.
Up!
Okay, go up.
Son of a bitch.
You're bringing frame up only, everything else is staying behind.
It's just ripping apart. I'm shaking my head. Pieces of the trailer are flying out. Water's running so fast, they're gone before you could even think about catching them. Down! back down.
There's nothing we can do about it now. It's gone.
Keep lowering.
Oh!
Whoa, right there, stop.
After their failed attempt, John at least has access to remove the final safety chain.
You be careful. The water gets him pinned against the rock and he can't get out, he'll drown fast. Okay, go ahead, lift. Can you swing it towards the trailer? Forget it, it's okay, go ahead.
These trailers are built as a unit. They're only made out of tin and wood. The trailer was so compromised, there's nothing to secure, so it just tore apart.
The campers are out. But now Jamie's crew has to tackle the heavy part of the recovery with less than 2 hours of daylight.
Working in the dark in a river, not gonna happen. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't expect them to do it. Not safe.
John wants to separate the tractor from the trailer and haul them up one at a time.
On a truck and a trailer unit, you've got a fifth wheel plate and a kingpin on the trailer. And what it does is when you back the truck up underneath the trailer, the kingpin hooks into the fifth wheel and it latches, it locks in place.
It won't release unless the tractor is level with the trailer. John rigs to the tractor so Phil can lift with HR-116 while the crane lifts the back end.
We'll get around the axle, but I can get around the frame.
Let's do that. We got a couple hours of sunlight, and then we're in the dark.
140 miles south on the logging road.
Come on, baby.
Jordy DePerrin from Mission Towing
Physics are right, it should flip.
has just one chance to flip the pickup into position so it lines up with the pathway between the tree stumps.
There we go.
The truck lands on its wheels. Inside my head, I'm just like, yes. That truck was in the perfect spot for the second stage of that recovery.
But Jordy still has to get the wreck through a minefield of brush.
So the thing right now, we're walking it over the tree. It's two lines, it's kind of walking over top of it, letting it roll over like it was driving over it.
There's a path about 7 feet between these two stumps. I needed to come over top of this and ride through it. They used two lines, and I walked it, so the truck's moving a little at a time. It's like grabbing with your hands and climbing, same kind of an idea to bring it up. The worst part of the recovery is I can't see the pickup truck from where the tow truck is parked. I'm relying on McLean, who is not a tower.
Just watch it. I'm gonna lift. Should come over that log.
Yeah.
Let me know.
You snapped the log right in half.
It went right through the log?
Yeah.
Perfect. We never said it was gonna come out pretty.
Yep.
After rolling his truck in last week's snowstorm, the pickup's owner sees the damage up close.
That's my baby, and it doesn't look like it's doing well right now. Wow. You guys are amazing.
Yeah. You're alive, you know, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
What
wow.
comes to mind right now? What do you think when you look at this after seeing it on wheels on the road?
Oops.
Right. I can't believe the brunt that cab took. And the fact you're still standing here talking to us about it, that's the other crazy part.
I'm very, very fortunate.
He's very lucky that the situation worked out as it did.
So well done, McLean. Not bad for a rookie.
Yeah, not bad for my first time.
Back on Highway 99, John's rigging up the tractor to HR-116 so he and Phil can try to separate it from the trailer.
So that we can just pull the trailer out and then tackle the truck by itself.
The crane will raise the back end while Phil lifts the tractor.
We're running out of daylight. Hopefully this goes a little bit quicker than those trailers did.
Phil, pull backwards.
You need to go up.
To release the kingpin, they need to lift and even out the angle to reduce the gap between the tractor and trailer.
Keep going. Okay, you're clear of the post.
They've leveled it out as much as they can. But as John tries to release the fifth wheel plate,
It's just too much torque or pressure. Either the trailer's twisted in such an angle, the truck's twisted in such a way, it's just not gonna release for us.
John re-rigs for a better angle on the lift, and they try it again.
Get out of there, just pull it up a bit and see what happens.
Pull it up a bit. I'm clear, yeah.
Watch yourself, bud.
Way too much gap.
On Highway 99, 2 hours north of Hope, BC.
I guess you have no idea how long it's going to be closed, eh?
New lead driver John is running out of daylight. He needs to separate the dangling trailer and tractor. So far, the kingpin is holding firm.
The biggest part of the whole recovery that was eating at me was getting the truck out of the water. It had been in there already for a day and a half.
We're trying to take the pressure off the kingpin.
Pull it up a bit and see what happens.
If they can even out the angle of the wreck, the kingpin should release.
Hold!
This unit's not stable. Even though nobody's touching anything at the time, the trailer itself can move or shift on you just because you've manipulated a little bit of weight off of it.
I didn't touch nothing.
Pull it up a bit. Nothing's happening. Still got too much gap.
There's too much downforce angle on the trailer towards the truck. So it's not gonna come free. There's nothing more we can do with that.
Let's get the crane on and see what we can do with the crane.
That's all we can do now, I guess.
They'll have to lift the tractor and trailer onto the road together.
And we're going to move the crane closer to the bridge.
HR 116 and the crane have to switch places for the crane to lift the cab.
Go where he wants to be.
That puts the crane in a position where he can get hooked onto the tractor and lift the tractor out of the water. And as he's bringing the tractor up, 116 is going to pull the trailer back.
Clear!
We have to lift and pull. We can't just lift because of the rocks. Plus the retaining wall that we have to get up and over too.
Sunset is now less than an hour away.
You're faster than I am, Ralph.
Keep going.
Hold! The box is caught on that post.
With it being up against the pylons, it created more of a problem for us.
We're gonna have to move.
HR 116 has to reposition to get the trailer away from the post.
You just got to do stuff to make motion forward, right? Something ain't working, just change the plan.
We'll just have to keep positioning ourselves every once in a while. Okay, lift up. got the weight now, so we'll be able to lift it right up and out of the ditch.
I'm standing by the crane. I'm hearing the alarms.
If the crane surpasses its capacity, an alarm will sound and the crane will shut down, or much worse. This operator narrowly escapes with his life.
Keep going.
I'm a little concerned. Are we at capacity really keep going? I'm looking up to him. Are we good? Can we keep going?
Keep going.
On Highway 99, heavy rescue plans to lift a tractor trailer out of the river.
I'm hearing the alarms. I'm looking up to him. Are we good? Can we keep going?
It's just too heavy. I'm trying to get it closer and I can't.
The truck is too heavy for the crane to lift up the bank safely.
Just get lined up so that you can get it so that it'll come right out this way. That might just give us enough.
If the wrecker can pull the wreck in closer to the edge, the crane operator can retract his boom, increasing his lifting power.
Snug your line up there a bit, and then I'll lift.
With daylight fading, it's the last chance to get the truck out before dark.
I originally told the crew that we'd be out of there by 3:30. It's hit 3:30 and we're still got more to get out.
Okay, you're clear of the no post.
Got her almost all the way out. Just one more pull and she'll be out of here.
The wreck is on the road and level.
Oh, there we go.
Finally, John is able to release the kingpin.
Well, that's a long time coming.
Our concern right now is it's getting dark. It's starting to get cold again, so it's going to ice up. We need to get the rest of this stuff out of here, get this road opened up for everybody else.
John and Phil work to move the wreckage so travelers can finally get moving.
We knew it was closed. We thought it might open at 4, but now they say it's going to open at 8 o'clock this evening.
Well, there's always pressure to open the road. This is a situation here where you can't even let traffic by.
They still have to load the campers, but Jamie's crew decides to open a lane.
We're gonna let the traffic that's here go, because we got a lady here that's got a baby.
Okay. I'll just pull up this side and they can scoot around this way.
Yep. We're gonna get you moving. We're gonna get you guys going. Okay? The crane's moved. We're gonna let traffic go, and then I can get into position and he can load us.
After more than 27 hours, traffic is finally moving on Highway 99. While John oversees final cleanup.
John's working his way up the respect meter with me.
Jamie's got his confidence in me, so I'm very happy for that.
He's proven himself out there in the field. You know, you can't argue that.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, good job.
Good job.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
We don't have to spend the night.
No, we're out of here. We're gonna head home.
It's exhilarating. We got the job done. We got the road reopened. The vehicles are loaded on the respective units. The trucks are ready to pull out. And everybody's gonna be home for Christmas. It's perfect.
Next time on Highway Thru Hell, a truck deep in a ditch
Ready to go?
brings Jamie back to the road. A mangled grocery trailer means a massive cleanup.
Whoa!
And a massive headache.
You're pulling too hard.
Al and Gord race against rush hour.
Hey! Slow down!
With an 80,000-pound load overpowering their wreckers.
Come on! Go! Stop!